Hi guys, it's Yi and welcome back to Frugality and Finance. So today I want to talk about my May 2022 YNAB budget. And the first thing I want to go over is my savings. I actually have nothing to send towards savings. I have $1,800 in my emergency fund, so that covers 3 months of all of my expenses. So that's amazing.
Killer. And is it okay if we show the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So just get
We'll
a
show it
close-up
anyway
of
at
that
some
and-
point.
Yeah, and just kind of scan through it a little bit.
Okay, move it around like you can keep talking.
You can
so
talk.
it's
Okay.
not so stay.
Yeah, so this is... Hi everyone, it's Yi. Welcome back to Frugality and Finance. For real. I had a pretty exciting day a couple months ago where I had 3 MarketWatch contractors come to my house, interview me, and film me to be featured on a MarketWatch Money series video. It was an amazing experience and I just wanted to give you guys my reaction to the video. I have seen it already. It's not like my first reaction, but I just wanted to add some commentary on the video, anything that I felt like maybe was left out, or just to provide more context to the whole story, especially if you are new to my channel, because I noticed a few new subscribers since it was posted. A MarketWatch producer basically was trying to find people for this series, and I guess she stumbled upon my YouTube channel and then reached out to me to see if I was interested. Honestly, I thought it was like one of those like weird, you know, collaboration opportunity emails that I sometimes get. So I was like, is this legit? After a few messages back and forth, we met over Zoom. She asked me a few interview questions to see if I was like a good fit for the series that they were looking for. You know, this all happened within a few days. Then I was talking to the executive producer and planning when the videographer would come to my house and interview me. So it all happened very quickly and I'm really happy it all worked out because now we have a video to react to. So let's get started. Going on MarketWatch, videos. There I am. There I am. College is a business, and it's really important that you make an informed choice on who you want to do business with. It's so funny that that little clip is the beginning of the video, first of all, because the whole college is a business thing, the first time I heard it was from my high school French teacher, junior year, I believe. And she like sat us down, gave us a quick little pep talk, and I don't know, I think it made me feel a little better because it was like around the time when we were thinking about applying to colleges and stuff like that. So that kind of stuck with me. So shout out to my high school French teacher.
Meet Sue Yi. Her parents immigrated to the United States when she was 6 years old. Growing up, her parents always emphasized the importance of a top-notch education. When in 2018, she graduated with a degree in chemical engineering.
You just see all my Percy Jackson books on the bookshelf.
And a boatload of debt.
I had a job right out of college, thankfully. I got my car lease, I had my apartment, and then I started getting my first few paychecks. And I started out making a decent amount of money for someone my age, and I was making way too much money for me to eventually just send it all towards debt. It was really scary for me to think that I would have all these payments. Maybe I wouldn't even be able to afford the minimum payments because some of my loans had such high interest rates. Okay, so one thing I want to point out to, I guess, everyone, I was not making $92,000 during my debt-free journey at all. I was making a good income, but it was not $92,000. They show my starting salary at $66K, which is true. So I had 3 raises throughout my debt-free journey, and it just so happens that I got a raise like a month or 2 after I finished paying off my debt. So that $92K, they just wanted to check with me like what I was making now, and like I guess now you guys know what I make. Until my next review. I think that if I had been making $90K at the beginning, you know, I probably would have paid off those loans a lot earlier. I really would have. I was really embarrassed about having that much debt. I rarely talked about it with my friends. And one day I just finally looked up all of my debt accounts, all of my student loans. I ended up having $124,000 of student loan debt, and $20,000 of that was just interest that had accrued over the past 4 years. The first thing I did was look up how to pay off student loan debt. You guys, Percy was the star of the show that day. I'm not even joking. The amount of B-roll shots they got of Percy was incredible. it was what he deserved because he runs this world and I live in it. I'm allowed to live in his world. Yeah. I found Dave Ramsey, I found Graham Stephan, Asia Dang, all of these YouTubers showing how you can actually live financially minimally so that you can accomplish those goals that you have. I just kept finding ways to be a little bit more frugal, maybe a little cheap, as some might say, and I lowered Oh my god, I keep forgetting that's a shot. I'm like dying. I can explain, okay? I can explain this. The videographer actually asked me to send them a list of B-roll that they could film while they were there. And as you guys know, I am a homebody, so I don't do that much. So like one of my ideas was like, okay, I just want to like display like where I'm from, and one of like the main dishes or like snacks that you would eat like in Ecuador are patacones, which is fried, you know, unripe plantain. So the day before I just asked my mom if she could pick up like 1 or 2 plantains so we could cook them for the video, you know, maybe share it with the people who were coming. So my mom got a lot of plantains and I didn't know where to put them, so I just dumped them all in this basket, and therefore you have the plantain shot. Anyway, my expenses in grocery shopping, clothes shopping, eating out. At some point I was spending $50 or less on groceries every month. The next thing I tried doing was increasing my income, at least by a little bit. I tried some side hustles out there. I did DoorDash driving for a year or so. Postmates, I started writing online book reviews for money, and I decided to move back in with my parents. It's the B-roll shots for me. My mom and I we don't do the gardening. That's my dad, and my dad did not want to be the video, so I respect that, obviously. Sometimes I don't even want to be in videos, but the videographers were like, oh, like, why don't we go in the backyard to film B-roll? Like, why didn't we think of that? Why didn't we think of that? Like, because I don't think of that, because I don't go in the backyard and I don't garden. I have killed every plant I've ever owned, and if you guys were wondering, the plant behind me, it's fake. It is not real. So this is just a very comical scene for both my mom and I, because we're just like, what are we doing here? I can tell you I had never held that water plant bucket. I don't even know what it's called. The name of that device is escaping me. But I don't do these things, and neither does my mom, and we're like, where's my dad? Like, yeah. And so that I could pay off my debt even faster. I was able to pay off the rest of my car lease and even buy out my car. Once I did that, I was able to finally start tackling my student loans. My biggest way to kind of reduce that cost was to consolidate and refinance those loans. Hold on, let me let my dog in. Percy. Come in, Percy. Moving on. I refinanced them 5 times. So I lowered my interest rates from an average of around 8% to 2.78% by the time I was done. Inspired. If you don't speak Spanish, you probably didn't understand what I just said, and also I mumbled it, so if you do, you probably didn't understand what I just said. I said no veas la cámara. One, it's grammatically incorrect. It should be no mires a la cámara. And my mom kept looking at the camera lens directly, and like they didn't want that. So I was just like quietly trying to tell her not to keep doing this after they've mentioned it to her a few times. I figured they would edit that out, but then I realized when I first watched this, how would anyone who was editing this understand what I was saying unless they spoke this specific language? So yeah, I think it's really funny that it made it in there.
By Suyi's example, her mother decided it was time to tackle her debt. Suyi taught her mother how to budget, and within a year, she was able to pay off all of her credit cards and a car loan. Then Suyi's mother was able to help her daughter by paying off $29,000 of her student loans.
In 3 years, all my debts were gone, and I'm so grateful and thankful for her. I thought I would never would be able to pay off this mortgage, ever. I said, okay, I will just pay the monthly payments, 30 years. They said, no, mommy, you can get rid of this mortgage in 5 years. Wait, what? And we're working on it. Never in my imagination, ever. It doesn't matter whatever happens to me. She has a house. She has something in this country, which is the most important thing. Love you.
My mom was getting emotional in that moment. I was like, what's going on? Because my mom doesn't like usually get emotional, so I was just like, I will comfort you. No, she's like the sweetest. I love her. Obviously, like, there's like strangers interviewing you, and it's like, it's definitely an emotional topic, so I was just, you know, happy that she agreed to even be in the video. Just going through all of this made me realize how important it is for everyone to be in charge of their finances and like understanding what their financial situation is, because not a lot of people do, and they spend money not realizing the impacts that it could have on their future. The first thing I would tell the 17-year-old me is to just not have that much pride. You should go to the college that you can afford. If I had just taken the time to look up and actually apply to public universities in my state, I would have saved myself so much of this time lost and income lost. Today I want to talk about, if you've been following my channel for a while, you may know that I was working on a master's degree, and I feel like at this point in the video it would be a great time to announce that I have finally finished my master's, and my graduation is technically tomorrow. I will not be walking. I will be getting my diploma in the mail. But I finished my coursework and I am graduating with a 4.0 GPA. It was 100% a debt-free degree. My company paid for it, and even if they hadn't, I did end up picking an affordable public school. It wasn't in my state, but the good thing about the school that I did go to is that they have the same cost for in-state and out-of-state students. I'm happy that I was even able to do this. I'm happy that my company was able to pay for it. It's been what felt like a long 3 years while I was working on it, and that's why I haven't been uploading that often, but I can finally say I'm done and that I'm excited to start making content again. My May 2022 Why Now budget. And the first thing I want to go over is my savings. I actually have nothing to send towards savings.
Suyi decided that she could help others by sharing her story on her YouTube channel, Frugality and Finance.
I just really wanted to share my story. I thought that if I did that, it would inspire other people to kind of do the same, or at least take control of their finances, which was my main goal. So I'm debt-free and just loving life. Just loving life, you guys. Oh my god, so cringe. Last thoughts. Thank you to everyone on the team. As you can see, people here: Mike Flanagan, the producers Jennifer Weiss, Paul LeBlanc. Well, they did hire an associate producer called Rachel Wang. She's the one who reached out to me initially. I don't think she's working with them anymore, but she was super nice. I ended up taking her to a bakery nearby because we just like clicked. So thankful for her for even finding me on YouTube. And, you know, thank you to Rebecca Bisdale, who I have not met, but I hear her narration and I saw her on the Snapchat story. So everyone did such a great job. I'm very happy to even have this opportunity. Yeah, it was just such a fun day. I'll insert some behind the scenes videos that Rachel actually took while they were interviewing me, which, by the way, it was an 1.5-hour interview. If you take a look at the length of this video, it is not an 1.5 hours. I was actually running out of breath at certain points because we were filming for so long. So it was a day. If you're interested, please take the time to watch the original video, give them a like, and there's also a snap story that I will link below, and an article that Jennifer actually wrote, I think in collaboration with Paul. So take a look at the article itself. I think it provides a lot more context that is maybe left out in the video due to, you know, what content needs to be like. So if you want a full picture of it, definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching.